Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, dear students. We are talking about the chapter number 7 for grade 11, and this is the lecture number 52. And the last topic we are going to do common ion effect. So you know the common ion. The ion is which is common in both chemicals. So in the common ion effect, an interesting situation arises when a weak electrolyte, electrolytes and non-electrolytes. Electrolytes are the substances which dissolve in water and dissociate into ions and conduct electric current are called electrolytes. Strong electrolytes are those substances which dissociate completely into their respective ions, and good conductor of electric current, excellent conductor of electric current are called strong electrolytes. Weak electrolytes are those substances they partially ionize in aqueous solution, and they are not good conductor as the strong electrolytes are called weak electrolytes. Just like acetic acid is a weak electrolyte. This is one thing. The word is used weak electrolyte, and there is another we use here, less soluble. These hints will be given. One is a weak electrolyte or less soluble. The situation arises when weak electrolyte or less soluble salt containing common ion are present simultaneously in an aqueous solution. So weak hydrofluoric acid, the weak acid. Hydrofluoric acid, the weak acid. So its dissociation constant for acid is hydrofluoric acid is a weak acid. We are talking about common ion effect. Chapter number 7, last topic, 52 lecture. So it is partially ionized in water. Partially ionized in aqueous solution to give hydrogen ions and fluoride ions. Its K value is 7.2 into 10 raised to power minus 4. So this is called ionization constant or dissociation constant for the hydrogen fluoride, which is a weak acid. This is a weak acid. Then you have a strong electrolyte, sodium fluoride, which is highly soluble, and it is going to be 100% dissociate in water. So this is a solid. So when it is going to be dissolved in water to give us sodium ions in aqueous solution and fluoride ions in the aqueous solution. So dear students, we have these two different compounds, hydrogen fluoride, hydrofluoric acid in one test tube, weak acid, dissociation constant is less, partially ionized in water. In the second case, in the second test tube, you have sodium fluoride salt. It is highly ionizable in water, more dissociate, highly soluble, and it gives sodium ions and fluoride ions. So dear students, you are seeing the fluoride ion in both. So this fluoride is a common ion. In both, fluoride ion is common. So this is a common ion, and how it affects the solubility. This is important. How it affects the solubility when you are going to mix both, adding both. When I am going to mix these two solutions together, the concentration of fluoride ion is going to be increased. Concentration of fluoride ions increased. So what it affects? This is a very important. This common ion, fluoride ion, suppressed the solubility of weak electrolytes. electrolyte or less soluble. This is a common for all. This term I'm using is common for all. Common ion. What is the common ion? Suppressed, decreased the solubility of weak electrolyte or less soluble in aqueous solution. Then according to Le Chatelier's principle, the chemical equilibrium will be shifted towards left side and hydrogen fluoride will be less soluble in water. So that is why if you are mixing these two solutions, fluoride is a common ion, the solubility of the weak electrolyte is going to be decreases and the reaction will be reverse. The reaction will be reverse. It suppresses the solubility of hydrogen fluoride. So this is the effect of common ion. Since hydrogen fluoride is a weak electrolyte, slightly dissociate into ions, hydrogen and fluoride ions. Sodium fluoride being a strong electrolyte, already I told you would break 100% sodium ions and fluoride ions. The common ion is the fluoride, which upset the equilibrium, already I told you according to Le Chatelier's principle. This will increase the concentration of fluoride ions, okay. According to Le Chatelier's principle, the equilibrium will shift towards left. Use of common ion, fluoride ion. This will decrease the dissociation of the hydrogen fluoride. Dissociation is going to be decreased and the reaction will proceed towards the left side. Thus, dissociation of hydrogen fluoride decreases in the presence of dissolved sodium fluoride. This means as a result, equilibrium will be shifted towards the concentration of the hydrogen fluoride will increase. So unsaturated, understand effect of change in concentration of equilibrium. So this is a common ion. The phenomena in which the degree of ionization of solubility of electrolyte is suppressed by the addition of highly soluble or strong electrolyte containing a common ion is called common ion effect. So this is one example I explained. I have many examples to explain here. So you can understand more. I am giving another example. Potassium perchlorate. Potassium perchlorate is a moderately soluble salt, means less soluble. It is a less soluble salt. I told you two terms may be used by the examiner. Weak electrolyte are less soluble or moderately soluble. Potassium perchlorate. So it gives the less ion of potassium ions and perchlorate ions. In one test tube we have. Second test tube we have a potassium chloride. Potassium chloride solid. This is a highly soluble or strong electrolyte, or strong electrolyte completely dissociate into potassium ions and chloride ions in aqueous solution. Same situation is here. You have moderately soluble salt, which is a potassium perchlorate, and give the less ions of potassium and perchlorate ions. and highly soluble or high strong chloride, potassium chloride dissociate completely into potassium and chloride ions. You should see potassium is a common ion here. Potassium ion is a common ion. Same burden. If I mix these two solutions together, the concentration of potassium ion is going to be increased. The concentration of potassium ions, which is a common ion, is going to be increased, and it suppressed, decreased the solubility of the less soluble, moderately soluble, weak electrolyte. So that is why, according to Lee-Chatelier's principle, the effect of concentration potassium per chlorate ions accumulate to give a potassium perchlorate. So precipitate will be formed for the potassium perchlorate here. So it means that it affects the solubility. The common ion which affect the solubility. There is a use of common ion. In one buffer solutions, there is the topic buffer solutions. We will do there the common ion. We will discuss in the later next chapters. There the common ion. We will discuss buffer solutions, and there is another use, purification of sodium chloride on the industrial scale. Purification of sodium chloride on the industrial scale. There is another use for this. So how we use to purify sodium chloride on the industrial scale? So we have a hydrogen chloride gas. Hydrogen chloride gas. So if you are going to prepare hydrogen chloride gas, which is very strong acid and very highly soluble as compared to sodium chloride. Hydrogen chloride is highly soluble and it dissociates 100% in aqueous solution to give hydrogen ions in aqueous solution and chloride ions in aqueous solution. I will explain this. Next, you have a sodium chloride which contains impurities. There are other salts, other components impure. We want to take them out. We want to separate. We want to purify sodium chloride. So this sodium chloride in aqueous solution we make brine. Brine is a concentrated solution of sodium chloride. We make a brine of sodium chloride. It contains other impurities also. So it is also dissociated into sodium ions and chloride ions, but it is less soluble. It is less soluble as compared to the hydrogen chloride gas. So what they do in industry, hydrogen chloride gas, there is a saturated solution of sodium chloride which contains some impurities. So they pass this gas through this. Hydrogen chloride gas is passed through brine, which contains sodium ions, chloride ions and water brine. And I told you this is the strong electrolyte as compared to sodium chloride. And when the hydrogen chloride is going to be passed through sodium chloride, this hydrogen chloride dissociate into hydrogen ions and chloride ions. In brines, already you have sodium ions and chloride ions, so chloride ion is a common ion. Chloride ions are common ions, so they suppress the solubility of sodium chloride only, not other salts. Only the solubility of sodium chloride is suppressed, only decreased, not other impurities present in sodium chloride. So that is why, according to Le Chatelier's principle, the reaction is going to be, this direction is going to be changed. So sodium ions from aqueous solution, only chloride ions from the aqueous solution, they combine to give a sodium chloride very slow, white, solid crystals without any impurities. Impurities remain in aqueous solution. Only the sodium chloride will be precipitate out, settle down in the bottom. This is a minor experiment also. Hydrogen chloride gas pass through brine, concentrated, saturated solution of sodium chloride. When I am going to pass chloride ions, the concentration of common ion is going to be increased. It decreases the solubility of less soluble sodium chloride as compared to hydrogen chloride. According to the Le Chatelier principle, the effect on concentration, the direction is going to be changed from right side to left side. Equilibrium will be shift towards the left side. Sodium ions and chloride ions, they combine with the sodium chloride and they precipitate out, they settle down. Then by using filtration you can separate, because sodium chloride crystals do not pass through the filter paper. Small pores are there. So we can separate sodium chloride by using this method, purification method. So this is the one use. Second example is given also here, which is practical in second year. Major salt analysis in the unknown salt is given. There are cations and anions. Salt has two parts, cations and anions, positive and negative ions. So positive ions can be detected by using this process, salt analysis, by using this one. Ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride is a water soluble salt. What will happen if the salt is added to the ammonium hydroxide? So ammonium chloride is a more soluble. It is a more soluble salt to give ammonium ions in aqueous solution, chloride ions in aqueous solution in one test tube, and second you have ammonia solution, ammonium hydroxide, weak electrolyte, less soluble, to give the ammonium ions in aqueous solution and the hydroxide ions in aqueous solution. So dear students, we are going to analyze the cash ion of the salt. So maybe I am going to separate, suppose copper. We have a copper sulfate salt and I want to identify copper. Suppose. So you have a sample solution, copper sulfate solution in a test tube. In other test tube you have ammonium chloride, and third test tube you have ammonium hydroxide. So when you are going to mix ammonium chloride in a sample, it gives ammonium ions and chloride ions, they are water, it dissociates, it is a high electrolyte. And then you are pouring ammonium hydroxide solution, ammonia solution. Then it gives ammonium ions and hydroxide, but it is a weak. So that metal, maybe copper, maybe other, that metal combined with the hydroxide, so hydroxides will be precipitated. The hydroxides of that metal will precipitate. So this precipitation indicates that metal is present in the salt. This is salt analysis. So hydroxides will precipitate out. The same case is another. Also you have example same for salt analysis. So we have here carbonic acid and sodium carbonate. Carbonic acid, weak acid. Carbonic acid, the weak acid. So it gives hydrogen ions and carbonate ions, and sodium ions and carbonate ions, like this one. This is also used for the detection of the cash ions, means basic radicals in the salt analysis, because this is a highly soluble, sodium carbonate is highly soluble, this is a weak, so carbonate is a common ion. So when you add the same procedure I told you, so the carbonates will be precipitated out. The reaction goes to the reverse side. So these are the applications of the common ion effect. Dear students, we complete this chapter. Inshallah, next chapter we start the 8, chapter number 8, inshallah. So go through these lectures well, according to the revised syllabus, because much more is going to be short, especially last chapters. So exercise questions and other topics you must remember very well these one, and also board papers according to these topics you have to revise many times. So because of this situation is an unexpected situation, so you have to prepare in the all. Maybe from the God, if it is not happened, then inshallah the examination will be on the time, and inshallah we will meet soon. But if something happened, you have to prepare also. So thank you very much.